Hey everyone, welcome to Open Hybrid. I'm Rhina, your host of Café con Leche for the next hour, coming to you back once again from Cherry Executive Suite. Inviting you to get social with us online. That is, tweet us and follow us on Instagram at BronxNet TV and like us on Facebook at Open BronxNet Television. And of course, while you're there, follow moi on FB, Twitter, Instagram, Insta Stories, and LinkedIn at Rhina Valentin. So our first guest is a published author and women's empowerment coach, giving women tools to rise above adversity and depression. Ever since the pandemic, she's been teaching people how to rise above adversity by using government grants to obtain rent relief, debt assistance, help with utilities, free internet, and tons of no to low cost services. And she's here to share more. Please welcome women's empowerment coach and author of Loving the Skin and You're In, Andrea Amador. Hello and welcome.
Hello, Rhina. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here. I'm excited.
So I did complete the introduction with the grants made easy, because I know that's what we're really here to talk about. But yes. I did mention the name of your books because, the last time we had you on, I think you had formed a program from your book, which was back like in 2017?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
And a lot has changed since then, right?
A lot has changed.
And so having gone through the background of how you even formed Grants Made Easy, would you mind sharing with our audience the hardship that you had to endure?
Well, I'm a warrior. I'm a survivor.
That's what's up.
I'm an abuse survivor. And I think that after getting over feeling like a victim, that strength is the core of what has given me the ability and the will and the whatever it is to fight, to keep on, pushing in the face of adversity, in the face of rejection, saying no, all of that. That makes me even more determined to get whatever it is that I need.
Right. And so that's the psychological aspect of it that you're addressing. Yeah. When you and I get together, we always go there, right? Because we recognize the victimization behavior, right? And basically we recognize it. I think we all go through it at some point and going, oh, woe is me. And then at some point it's like, wake up, you can't remain in that state of complacency, which obviously we were all being pushed, right? But it seems to me that you were pushed to an extreme where your well was quite dried out.
Wow. Yes. In 2020, I lost almost all my clients. And my husband and I went from a 2-income family to a 1-income family overnight. And we were so lucky in that the New York State moratorium on evictions was, at a place where it was being held for over a year. But what happened was that the rent arrears kept piling up and up and up. And like the weekend of Thanksgiving, 2020, we got served with the demand notice, and deciding to fight.
In the height of the pandemic, no less.
Oh my hell, yes. In the height of the pandemic, yes. And so to make a long story short, a friend recommended, she said, why don't you check out grants? And I'm a born researcher because I'm an author. So I went slamming into grants, learned as much as I could about it. I had gotten free legal service, free assistance, so many different services. The first grant that I got was for $1,800. That was from Catholic Charities, which is a national organization. Everybody needs to know about this. And basically, grants are basically given by the government to agencies, organizations, state agencies, local organizations, and it is for the purpose of helping people to pick them up, help them out so that we can move our economy, so we can circulate our economy. So this has been something that has been active for 40, 50 years, even more, and nobody knows about it. Why? Because it's not advertised. This is all paid by the government to the employees of these organizations.
Mm.
So when the attorney that I had gotten to help with the eviction, we had her, well, after my husband passed away, soon after I got the grants. I
Oh my gosh,
continued.
my condolences,
Thank
Andrea.
you.
Oh
Thank
my
you.
gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And then I got evicted after that.
Oh my gosh.
So, but the idea is that all of these services are available to people that they just don't know. If you go to justshelter.org, anywhere in the United States, you just do a statewide search and you find the local attorneys that can assist you either free or low cost. It does go on the basis of income. And because my husband was a senior citizen, there was no cost whatsoever. There is so much. 211.org, you can find out about so many grants that are available for internet, for utilities, for rent. I could go on forever.
I know. And we're not going to be able to like shove it all into this one segment. But I mean, we can share as much as we possibly can because I know you're you're just naturally generous like that. You're like, yeah, look, I want you to have this.
I do. Yeah.
But I really want to talk about how you came to the conclusion as you're still picking yourself up, right? Because we kind of skimmed over your husband passing. Which that was in 2021.
April 21st, 2021.
Okay, those are interesting numbers. 2021. Just out of curiosity, did he pass from COVID?
No, he died of a heart attack while at the wheel working.
Oh my gosh. Well, I can't stress enough how deeply sorry I am for your loss.
Thank you.
And I mean that with all my heart because, you know, what's written is what you had to endure to overcome 2020. And yet you were still like having all these landfalls piling on you up until 2021. And you're still kind of finding your way out of it. And I'm bringing this up just to say that your warrior spirit is fierce.
Yes. It is.
It's fierce. And not only that, the fact that you're able to find all these resources and now want to pass it forward, it's really remarkable. And so let's talk about Grants Made Easy and what this program looks like. Because now you've designed this program to assist people while, of course, you know, assisting yourself in the process, because it's almost like holding hands and finding the way to the finish line.
Yes, yes. Well, credit has to go to the source where I learned all about grants. And that was, his name is Matthew Lesko. He's a 5-time New York Times bestseller, probably more than that. He's been working on helping people with grants for probably about 50 years. He is the hands down best source of information. And I started watching his videos. When somebody said, check out grants, I saw his video was the first. And I said, oh my gosh, I remember I used to purchase his books in the 90s on grants and I knew nothing about them. And it was one of those things that just gathered dust in the shelf. But after watching his videos, I saw his compassion. I saw his love. I saw the generosity, the scale of his wisdom was unbelievable. I started to follow what it was he was saying. And then once I did, that's when I started getting these amazing grants. And he has a Facebook group. I joined the Facebook group. I took advantage because as a member, you get to ask as many questions and he gives you these free reports with all this information. And at the end, after I started getting grants, I said, oh my gosh, Matthew, I'd love to interview you. I want to thank you. I want to like raise you up to the stars. And so we did an interview, and in the interview, at some point, he says, you're so amazing at this. Why don't you start teaching it? You know, people need to know about this. So he was the one. That's what I'm doing.
What's his name? Matthew
Lesko.
Well, you obviously think the world of him, and you shouted him out. Perhaps we'll have him on the show as well. But for the time being, in acknowledging him and passing it forward, which is really the topic at hand here, is that while you're in the midst of recovering and just redesigning, right? We'll call it
I love
redesigning.
that. That's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Yes.
based on circumstances, but needless to say, everything's a matter of interpretation and choice, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So what would you like to leave people with before we go?
I want to leave them with the awareness that there's help out there. And I understand that they're scared and they're angry of the situation that they're facing and they're overwhelmed, but realize that there's so much help out there. And I want to offer my help to come join my Facebook group. It's Grants Made Easy with Andrea Amador. There is tons of free information there. I'm giving you the mini course. I'm doing a Zoom on July 10th, talking about how to set up Google Alerts so that you can get grants in your area.
That's wonderful. I'm just writing down your FB group because we do send people to your website. However, if your FB is where you're interacting and more active, they should certainly visit there. And we certainly thank you for being here with us and bringing our audience. And I, at the end of the day, I will send you my condolences once again, but I congratulate you. I congratulate you for landing on your feet.
Thank you.
Here's
Thank you so much.
Here's to having 9 lives, Andrea.
Yes, I love that.
All right, once again, you guys, thank you, Andrea Amador, who is once again the author of Loving the Skin That You're In, but she's also a women's empowerment coach. And now she has this group on Facebook called Grants Made Easy. So be sure to visit that on Facebook. And of course, you can always visit her at AndreaAmador.com. All right, we have to take a quick break, but when we return, we'll hear about an acclaimed dance education program titled Notes in Motion. Don't go anywhere.